So the next day was their Independence Day. I told the evangelism team about the news we received last night. We took that day a little easy, and also it was incredibly crowded. And with the way that me and Paz had been evangelizing to people, because I'm used to connecting with people, it was really hard to do that in a really busy, crowded area. We talked to a few people, but a lot of them were just distracted. And so we ended up looking for an adapter for the mic. We went to a market. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. First day, really quickly, when we were handing out stuff, Melissa Party and I, we were handing out flyers to the fair, and we went to this one like market area, and we were traumatized by the way that the animals were treated. Animals in cages and just like really bad fruit everywhere. The smells were horrible. Chickens just hanging with like their bodies were on a counter with their heads hanging over the side and like blood dripping down. The worst thing I had seen where there were 4 large white goose or ducks, whatever they are, in a clear recycling bag, alive. And they're just sitting in a recycling bag. And the person's just sitting. So yeah, there was nothing too crazy about that day. We just bonded, bought a few snacks, kind of hang out. They did a song at the church, the traditional church, and there I'm like, this feels super familiar. And I think it had to do with Israel. And I'm like, maybe this was a church that we did, this was a song we did at Eagle's Nest, because it felt way too familiar. There was also a monkey that they saw that day. And oh, later that afternoon, we ended up doing our drama. And before the service, we had done our drama and our art. And that was the first time and last time that we did it with Passion Missionera. We ended up doing it with the young adults group, but that was one of the things that we had prepared, and we felt like, okay, so like, not that we didn't need to prepare it, but it was just like, okay, it's not about us. God's going to use it whenever and however he needs to use it. And so, yeah, that was really good because the painting was um rocky. We had done it with some speakers, and the speakers were not doing that great. So that was an adjustment that we had to make. Other than that, it was fairly good. Next day was the last day. And I was talking to Jen about this, um, where our evangelism team changed again. It wasn't just me and Paz, which I missed it. I wanted it to be me and Paz again. Because we just take a bit more time, and I think that's me just being used to. I didn't feel like I was just like not doing work. Like I felt like I was just trying to be intentional and figure out who God wanted to speak to. And we were evangelizing, and it was just really quick, like 20-minute interactions with people. And I'm not used to that. Just the types of conversations with a lot of like listening. And I was really grumpy on the last day. And I don't know if it was a lack of sleep or what. And David was like, you're really grumpy and you need to fix your attitude. And I was like, don't tell that to me right now. I'm super grumpy and I don't want to be grumpy. And genuinely, it was that it's happened before where I'm just like super tired and I literally give up. I'm like, I'm not going to be doing extra to try and be something I'm not. But it's like, I'm genuinely tired. And me being here is a big enough step. Not like me being in Peru, but like just in general, like whenever I'm somewhere and I'm incredibly tired, I'm like, me even being here, no one's expecting me to say or do anything. I'm just here, and whatever. I will acknowledge that I was grumpy. I will admit that. But at the same time, I was like, I can't do anything. And then we got food, we got going, we got doing something else, and my energy had come back up. But I think because when we were done the evangelism that day with David and Paz and the other fellow, I was just standing there listening. There was a lot of just me waiting until a prayer moment. But actually one of the people we had talked to ended up going to the church later that day. So that was really good. Also, the other day when it was Bill, Micah, Isabel, and I, we were talking to some people, and one of the ladies accepted Jesus into her life and then gave us some popsicles afterwards. Say hi, Melissa. Hey, blog. Wait, I gotta get my face in it. Okay. So that day we knocked on this one lady's door, and she like let us in immediately, and she was like, oh my gosh, you came at like the perfect timing. And we were like, what? And it was really good timing. But that was another thing we were saying about Cav's death was like, what's gonna come of it? Like, we were just kind of waiting and expecting to see what God was gonna do with it, because we were like, it's just so random. And that, whoa, drop the mic drop. That lady, that was like, you came in at perfect timing. Her mom had passed away the same day Cav had passed away. That was, I kind of cried with her a bit because I was like, I know exactly what you're going through. Maybe even less because that's your mom. Um, and we had just a really good moment together, and she accepted Jesus into her life, and then we prayed a blessing over her daughter and her family as well, and so that was really cool. But yeah, on our last day we ended up resting in the afternoon because the evening was going to be crazy. There was like a lot of testimonies, a lot of worship, a lot of prayer moments, and so lots of time to hug people, say goodbye, take pictures. Yeah, last day we had the funeral in the morning, which was a really good grieving moment and just prepared us, I think. One really big thing that came out of that was that we have no excuse not to share Jesus with people. And so that was a really incredible moment. Lots of stuff. One thing that Mel had highlighted was that oftentimes Cav was taking pictures of us. And so we might not have pictures with him, but we have ones that he has taken that we will always have forever. And that just shows him captivating community, just doing his part of like watching people that he's influenced just like be a great family together. So that's really cool. And then we ended up having lunch at this place that felt like forever. Then we ended up switching hotels, and it was just a lot of like kind of back and forth and relaxing. And we got our room right away, which was really nice this time because we didn't the last time. We ended up going for dinner and going to the pool and just kind of relaxing, hanging out as a team and processing everything. We went to this wing place, and so we were like, we don't want chicken and rice. So many of our other Peruvian friends had come, and we had spent so many hours there too. It was just a long day of sitting in restaurants. And then the next day we had got up, we went for a little hike to see some caves. We went on a little boat thing, kind of tossed us a bit. We did some personal evangelism with a few people at the markets that we were buying things from, and Brenda and I got to pray for a woman, which was really cool. We had a lot of great times connecting with Fabi and Andrea, and just like spending time with our translators too. That was really cool. And then we went to a little chocolate factory, and Andrea blessed us with some chocolates that I still don't think we've eaten yet, so that's really cool. The taxis were cool. We saw a lot of really cool mountains and stuff. We ended up going to the hotel and just hanging out with each other. We had dinner at the hotel because we were like, we do not want to go anywhere. We cannot do this. Like, we're so tired. Then we got up super early the next day. We got up at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. We got the flight, but then the flight was delayed because the pilots had to sleep. Marcella, she was a prayer warrior that she was praying like all of the time, praying during all the services, praying out throughout the day, updating us with like things that were happening, visions that were being mentioned, things to be praying for, scripture verses, things like that. And she reminded me a lot of my mom, and that was really cool to just kind of have that familiarity there, and just to be prayed over and taken care of while we're going through the grieving and going through just the whole mission. It was just insane. And Geraldine, she was a Spanish teacher that was also a translator. I had done some of the braids for her, and she was also one of like my favorite translators. She's so cool. And every time I say something in English, she'll tell me what it is in Spanish, and then I get to say it in Spanish. I'm going to connect with her about some other Spanish lessons potentially in the future. So that'll be really fun, and just a connection I get to keep like long term, not just gone and done at Peru. We went back to Lima, and I was congested because I lost my voice from worshiping from the previous days, and so really raspy. You might see it in some of the vlogs, and because of that I got congested because I was sleeping with my mouth open because I went whatever. And when I was on the airplane, horrible, like, ear pain, and Steve was in the same boat. Like, I was crying on the plane. It was bad when we were descending, and it was like not recovering even till the next day. Like, it was getting better, obviously I could hear things, but just uncomfortable, always feeling like you have an AirPod in your ear. And that was just really bad. We like got our stuff down, we did some shopping, we were all bargaining. Like, we went to the markets and we bargained with people. We were like, nah, make it cheaper, like, come on, I'm not paying this for that. And so it was kind of cool. We learned that from Steve, and then we all kind of went out and we were like, everything we bought, we definitely didn't pay the price for it. We did because it was already a steal or something like that. So yeah, it was really interesting. I can't wait to give my family all their little gifts because I still haven't seen them, still haven't given them their things, but yeah. I'll do a haul when I give it to them. Anyways, and then Fabi had bought us Papa John's, which was really nice. Food from home. It's pretty good. Earlier that day we had Subway for breakfast, which really funny because Shelly was like, I was like, Shelly, if you could eat anything right now, what would you eat? She's like, Subway. And I was like, okay. And then we actually got Subway, and I was like, oh, Shelly. Also, guys, Joel likes matcha. I didn't know that. That's kind of crazy. Little update there. Joel likes matcha, so buy Joel matcha, but good matcha. Anyways, yeah. And then we went to their young adult service, and that was really cool, getting to organize a bit of that. I wish I had done the painting. That was another expectation I'd kind of set, was that I was going to do a painting. Brenda did an amazing job, and so I didn't really care if it was her or me, but I would have been nice to have an opportunity to do it. But I was like, because I practiced, and so that's why I'm like, I wanted to do it, but I could do it at any point. It doesn't totally matter. It takes like 30 seconds. I could do it right now if I wanted to. So my heart wasn't in the right place, let's just say that. Maybe that's why I didn't do it. We did the drama, which was really cool, really fun. We had lots of moments of worship, lots of time to pray with people. Steve also prayed with people again, and so, or not, he preached, sorry, and we went up and prayed for people. And it was just really cool, just crying with people and praying over them. Like, again, similar situations that we go through, and it's just like, wow, like, it's just a very human thing to see in completely different cultures, just having that thing. And then, I posted about this on my story, but we're leaving. We took some pictures. Bill gave me a little llama, so that was really cool. And then Jimmy was like, okay, we're going to grab chicken, so like tell the people if they want chicken to follow us. I was like, okay, because we're at this point getting tired of like waiting for everybody, because everybody's making different friends and talking and taking pictures. And so we're like, okay. And so then I figured out like how do you say that in Spanish, because I thought he was talking about people. I wasn't told he was talking about like our people. So then I'm telling everybody in Spanish that they gotta go, like, if you want chicken, come this way. And I said it in Spanish, and I can't remember what it is. I could Google translate it, but I'm not going to. You saw the video, so it's fine. And me and Daniela were like, come get chicken, follow us. And then like 56 people go get chicken. Was it 56? Yeah, 56 people go get chicken at this place down around the corner. And they brought out like whole pieces of chicken and like salad and fries, and it was so good. And we stayed there until like 12, and then I didn't get back to the hotel till 1:20ish. No, it was definitely 1, because I was in my room at like 1:15. But I also grabbed Bill, and I made him go say goodbye to David one last time, because Bill wasn't sitting with us during dinner, and then like David got up and said goodbye to him, and I felt so bad. And I have videos of it. I will show it. I was talking to David afterwards, and Bill, if you're watching this, I was talking to him afterwards, and he was a lot happier that he got one last hug. But he just wished it wasn't at 1 a.m. and after he had been sleeping. And so Bill's a little bit like too happy to see him, and David's like, what is going on, and not as happy to see him in the moment. But I was talking to him yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I'm really glad I got to do that, because I will not see him for a long time. And so yeah, Bill, I hope you got your visa so you can go to Switzerland, because That'd be really cool if you did get that. Say goodbye to some of our leaders that I'm really gonna miss. I didn't get to say goodbye to Maria because to Paz. Why am I calling her Maria all of a sudden? I didn't get to say goodbye to Paz fully, but I will never forget Paz, and I will see her again because she's gonna come to Toronto and we're gonna go shopping and evangelize to people. So that's gonna happen. And yeah, and then we only got like 2 hours of sleep. Then we took a bus at 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 3:45 a.m. to the airport. And ride super turbulent, bro. Super turbulent. I was sitting next to Melissa and the window, and Brandon was there, and we were supposed to watch Wicked, and this airplane didn't have Wicked, and it was really sad. Like, how's the Peru trip? Oh, really great. The plane didn't have Wicked, so whatever. But yeah, it was really rocky, and I didn't want to sleep, but my body needed it, I guess, because I slept. I literally could not keep myself awake. But also so early in the morning, and nobody wanted their window open, and so it was so dark, and so I had to keep mine closed. And then it was like, yeah. But there were sometimes I had the window open, and there were some really cool pictures that I got to take. So yeah, and then when we landed, I was like, this isn't Peru. This is crazy. And a lot of people were sick and tired and just wanted to go home and process things. And as soon as we got to the church, we dropped off our stuff, talked to people, but I was like, I'm so ready to go home. We got home, we changed, and the first place we went to was McDonald's, and we got a McDonald's combo, and we talked with Tori, and we updated her about stuff, talked about Cav, and got updated. And guys, within the 5 days that we were doing the mission, 600 people got brought to the Lord. And at Cav's funeral, 100 people went to the Lord. And I know it's all about the follow-up with that. And you're like, how do you know the 600 people? After we reconciled or brought somebody to salvation, we filled out a form with them and was like, hey, like, do you know that these churches are nearby? Can we give them your contact information? Like, are there any prayer requests we can keep praying for you for? And so that's how we figured out how many people came to the Lord. It was just, God was moving. God is still moving. And it's just crazy that in the 5 days, 6 days that had all happened, there's so much more happening around the world right now that we don't even know about, where God is moving. And I just think that is so incredible. I think that's pretty much it. I think I like Peruvian food a little bit more better. I didn't really know what to expect, but it surely wasn't all of that. So, yeah, I would say overall the experience was good. It was difficult at times. It was worthwhile. I'm grateful for all of the financial provision and just prayer that's gone into it and preparation that we've done. And I'm excited for the way that God's gonna continue to work these things in my life and maybe take me in the future. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Good night.